What's going on, guys? All right, so you clicked on this video. It was because you were interested in the Insignia 1080p dashboard cam. So let's go ahead and dive into this real quick. All right, bear with me. I am not using a teleprompter, so I'm gonna have to read all this stuff off of my phone. So if I'm looking down and back up and all that stuff, I do apologize, but here we go. Starting off with the price, it is $69.99 is the price. It was sold out on Best Buy's website. It is currently clearanced for $59.99. You do get 1080p video at 30 frames per second with a 136 degree field of view. It does take photos. I couldn't tell you what the megapixel is on those, but it's probably somewhere around 2 to 4 megapixels, or maybe even 5. All right, so it does have a 1 micro SD card slot. It has basically the way that you get power from this is the 12 volt from the vehicle. So basically you get I think it's like 6 or 8 foot long USB cable. So micro USB to USB A. Basically you got to put that into a cigarette lighter port. It does have automatic accident detection. There has been a few times where the suction cup has actually basically detached itself from my windshield, and that automatic accident detection kicks in, and it does save those videos in its own separate folder. So just take that in consideration. If you ever have an accident or something like that, and you need to get the footage from that, it will be in its own kind of like little folder in the SD card. There is no forward collision warning with this. So, I mean, I don't know about some other dash cams. I actually picked this one up about 4 or 5 months ago from Best Buy. They had it on a deal for the day. I think it was like 29 bucks. So I actually wound up picking one up. So basically what you get in the box with this is you get the camera, a suction cup. You also get a dash mount, which is like sticky. So basically you peel off that and stick it to the dashboard. You get the little cigarette lighter, and then you get the USB cable, which I think is like, I don't know, 8 or 10 feet. It's super, super long. Actually, I had to take mine and like wrap it up and stuff. Anyways, there is a screen on the back, which is 2 inches. There are like 4 or 5 buttons. So basically there's a photo, video, there's menu button, there's like a back and forth buttons. You get 2 mounting options. Like I said, you either a suction cup or a sticky dash mount. There is a loop recording, which will allow you to basically record over old footage. So if you want to turn that off, I think you have to go into the menu and set it up that way. Basically, when you turn it on, you have to set it up anyways. So you'll go through all that. You can turn off all that stuff, but basically it's 1080p at 30 frames a second with 136 degree field of view. So it's really, really wide. So just take that into consideration. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, 1080p is good, especially if you just want something to throw in your window and you don't really have to worry about, you know, going through a bunch of footage and trying to find stuff. It's so wide that you can basically capture everything all at once. There is nighttime recording, which I have used it at night. Basically, every time I drive, I throw this into the windshield and I basically just plug it in. I use a 32 gigabyte SD card, which records roughly about a month worth of footage. At first I was using I think it was like a 4 or 8 gig, which would last me like, I don't know, a couple of days. For some reason, the 32 gigabyte gets me about a month. I don't know. I mean, I drive like 10 or 15 minutes to work, to and from work each day. And I don't really record a lot, I guess, on the 15-minute drive, but it is what it is. And like I said, I have had the suction cup basically fall off of my windshield while I was driving, or like pulling into park or something. Basically, the force of me parking would just kind of like make them pop off. It does automatically kick in that, you know, automatic accident detection warning. So basically what it does is it like flashes on the screen saying like, you know, warning recording or whatever. And basically just records all that clip. Like, I think it takes like 10 or 15 seconds before the accident happens and then continues to record after that. So just take that into consideration. Basically, if you're in an accident or something, you'll have to either unplug it or turn it off. This does use the 12 volt through your car. So basically, like I said, you're plugging it into a cigarette lighter. There is a way to hardwire it to like a battery, unless you have like a USB port or your cigarette lighters stay on even while the car is turned off. If you keep this plugged in and keep it on your windshield or on your dash, If your car doesn't use power while it's turned off, the camera will turn off as well. So just take that into consideration. Like I said, I believe you can hardwire it to the battery, so it is what it is. Now, I did mention there is only one SD card slot, but this does take up to a 256 gigabyte. Like I mentioned, I'm currently using 32 gigs, and it roughly gets me somewhere around a month, depending on how much I drive and how often I use it. So just take that into account as well. All right, and my final thoughts on this. So I think for the price that this is actually a really good peace of mind. There's been a few instances where I think that this camera would have come in handy. I mean, like I said, I use this for back and forth to work, and then whenever I drive around the town. If you live in a bigger city, I think this would be a really good option just to have for either like police video or like for your insurance. I don't know if all insurance companies look at the dash cam videos and stuff, but I think that would be a pretty good option. As far as the quality of the 1080p video goes, it's decent. So if you get into an accident or if somebody cuts you off and tries to like, throw a bottle or something out their window at you, you basically have to have the dash cam and you basically have to kind of be right up on their bumper to really see the license plate number and all that stuff. I've noticed basically once they're a car length ahead of you, you can't see you can see what kind of car it is, but you can't see the letters on the license plate and all that stuff. So just take that into account. If you want something that's going to be like super crystal clear, where maybe, let's say in an instant you get cut off and somebody, kind of like flips you off and brake checks you and puts you in kind of harm's way or something like that, or, gets into an accident with somebody, but is still able to kind of drive off. I think that a 4K would probably be much better because you'd still be able to have a lot of resolution to punch in and possibly see the license plate number if that ever came to an instance where you absolutely needed that, or like if you're getting, kind of talked to by the police or whatever. But other than that, I think for just having this as a peace of mind option in your windshield to basically just kind of make it easier. So if you do have an incident where you need to show videos like, hey, I wasn't the one that cut this person off, this person swerved in front of me, brake checked, and then we all got into a 3-car pileup type of thing. There's that. So I think for the price, $60 clearanced right now from Best Buy for $59. I don't know if it'll still be around, but for the price, I think it was good. If maybe you find one of these on sale, or maybe somebody's selling one on eBay or OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, I think it's a pretty good option. They're pretty cheap. They're pretty good. They're usable. I mean, the video is decent for what it is. It's not like camera quality, but it's like a GoPro. I would say probably somewhat similar to like a GoPro Hero 7 or 8 is the quality of the cameras. So anyways, if you guys found this helpful, useful, or informational at all, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, give it a like. If you didn't like this video, also give it a thumbs up. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit all the buttons. I'm Jordan, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.